F1! 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 Woo! A couple of months ago in a conversation with my friend, I made this list of my anticipated movies of 2025. Michael aside and Fantastic Four missing, F1 reigns supreme. F1 stands on the shoulders of Maverick, Brad Pitt, and the same trailer hype I felt comparable to Oppenheimer. And yes, the movie holds up. I love a blockbuster summer flick and I don't care who knows it. Feed it down my throat like how Tom ate the popcorn.
And tomorrow night we talk the BFI Fellowship.
F1 joins my personal top rankings of Sinners and Final Reckoning. It doesn't shine as much as Sinners in the cultural department, and it doesn't bang as much as Mission Impossible when it comes to stunt action, but you know what it does, right? Well, for one, IMAX keeps the whole movie in the 1.90:1 ratio. It's an amazing experience. I recommend you go see it while it's still playing before freaking Superman comes out. But where F1 shines for me is in its relationships. Brad Pitt, Sonny Hayes, and Damson Idris Joshua Pearce carry the forefront of interactions, but if you care to acknowledge it, Sonny and Javier Bardem's Ruben. But before I slobber over them and this turns into more of a video essay, and spoiler alert, it might, F1 starts electric. Not with the race in the title world, but in IMSA. You get a feel for Sonny Hayes' attitude, his unwillingness to stick around in one place for too long, 𝙍𝙀𝙁𝙾𝙄𝑚, and when the race faded away to Sonny wrapping up his hours, I found myself wanting to see more of it. How dare they cut off mid-excite?
Don't be such an awesome kid.
Ruben slides in shortly after his Daytona win as Sonny's old friend from 30 years ago. They raced together then, and now, old Rube needs him as a final resort to save his F1 team, or the board is selling the team and kicking his butt out. A proposition that may seem too good to be true. That's the basic premise. Has been, never was of F1. Older than average driver having a chance, even if he doesn't always utilize it, to conquer the racing world. It's not your typical loser to winner story, but the reopening of a chapter that was once closed. How you like that, huh? I'm a little rusty writing about movies, but my brain still works. The synopsis wouldn't be complete without mentioning Joshua Pearce. It's so interesting how character motivations weave through and through, where sometimes Sonny races for himself, and sometimes for Joshua. JP, as you'll hear throughout the movie, is the young buck making a name for himself. He has a good heart, but clashes with Sonny a ton. I mean, their relationship is a freaking seesaw, but that's what I said shines in F1. But where F1 shines for me is in its relationship. I honestly love the whole team over at Ruben's Apex Grand Prix, except the guy from Outlander. We don't need to give him energy, except for when he said Sonny was punk rock for the team. From Casper, the team principal, taking some heat at an interview, Kate, the technical director, building a sweet upgraded car, Dodge, the chief mechanic who welcomes Sonny with an open mind, to Jody the mechanic, a side character who has her small moments, and 𝙍𝙀𝙁𝙾𝙄𝑚, the race engineer on the mic. Talk about a supporting cast. I mean, the more I think about it, this movie deserves a nomination for ensemble cast for what? Critics' Choice? SAG? If you've seen it, you know everyone has to play team effort for Sonny's antics, and it was so fun to see the chaos with everyone behind the scenes. And if I had to nitpick this movie, cast a stain on an otherwise display of perfection, something felt missing. When the credits rolled and Ed Sheeran blessed my ears, I couldn't put my finger on what it was. Until my cousin's boyfriend said he wished there were more car sounds. You know, car sounds. There was always constant communication with the team over the races, which it does serve a purpose, but also undermines the beautiful sound design we could have had from roaring in our ears. And when there wasn't communication, you know what we heard? Commentary. Non-stop coverage, so us viewers had freaking context to what was going on. This next portion makes for a nice joke, but after multiple viewings I realized it wasn't the case. But I still want to edit it together. And you know what was blaring behind the commentary? Sonny Hayes races past P4, securing his spot on the podium. Oh my god, this is Apex GP's best race yet! I also realized that while more racing POV shots from the front bumper of the car would have been awesome, it was probably spared to be used in more important moments so that they stood out. Like Sonny's accident and the final moments of the final race. That section was more on the weaker side, but hey, I decided to scribble that up mid-writing session. Here's what my mind was set on from the jump. F1 is more than the underdog story. It's about cooperation, how an unexpected figure can be a mentor. I found it at times to be about legacy, and I'm reiterating, relationships. Ruben and Sonny were homies back in the day. They had history. When Ruben offers Sonny a chance to compete in F1, Sonny's hesitant but ends up taking his seat for the second half of the season. Great, but that's surface level. Ruben was completely desperate for Sonny. This man was practically begging and had data to share with him, which was only step one of the whole fiasco.
I'm offering you an open seat in Formula 1.
Then you factor in that consequences and whatever happens isn't whatever happens. For each destroyed vehicle, that costs money. For each collision without reason, it costs Ruben his reputation. The confidence placed in his friend to take this opportunity seriously came with its own cons. I'm actually glad Javier Bardem has proper screen time in this movie. His performance as the runtime plays out fills his character with humanity. Maybe Ruben comes across as the rich guy poaching his friend's talent, but shit, I didn't think he was going to care for Sonny as much as he did. His character is not a caricature. Damn, that's bars. Through the highs and lows of the season, Ruben makes appearances as a caring yet focused owner. He has to bear witness to JP crashing, followed by Sonny's success while on a roller coaster of emotions, watching through the TV with all those corporate suits. And when life starts to look beautiful, their car is flagged for violations, and Sonny ends up hospitalized, all the while the board breathes down his neck, which they immediately jumped on him directly after Sonny's first race. They probably lost more trust in him for putting this man on the team. And it's Sonny's hospital scene right there that opens my eyes to the brotherhood they have. Ruben enters the scene, hold up. The scene begins with the question of why are we doing this? And when Sonny answers, we're drivers, Ruben concludes that they're not drivers anymore. We're a pair of dumb, sentimental, broke losers. It may have been ages since they last spoke before all of this, but flat out, this is a mature, manly relationship filled with mutual respect. Their conversations are straight to the point, like before the first race where they just go,
"How are you?"
"Good. You?"
"I'm good."
And they just walk away. I'm so glad I found these two freaking tweets that explain what I'm trying to say here, because rereading this video script, I don't feel like I'm conveying my message strong enough, and it sucks that I feel like I'm lacking there. One of the best lines in F1 comes from their interaction before the last race in Abu Dhabi, where Ruben just wants to stop his old friend from potentially dying on the racetrack, and Sonny goes, "The last thing I do is drive that car. I will take that life, man."
But I see possibility.
Ruben finally watched the race from the pit with the whole crew. These two men never curse at each other, argue, or get physical. If that's not a perfect transition for Sonny Joshua, I don't know what is. JP is rubbed the wrong way at the speed of light upon laying eyes on Sonny walking towards the garage. He's way older with an air of cockiness that doesn't alleviate JP's fresh concerns of losing his job as a racer. The second part of their argument takes place in that 𝙈𝙾𝙄𝙾 after neither of them finished race one, and I love what Sonny tries to get across here. What the hell are you smiling about? It's the first sprinkle of the media doesn't matter. What does is the happenings on the track.
Did you win something? There's 20 other drivers still out on that track. Do you think any of them respect us?
From there on, they cooperate, their friendship level goes up, JP studies up on Sonny's background, observes his ball bouncing, lands P10, and once again is asked, "What are you smiling about?" But by this point, his arrogance has soothed and the inklings of respect began to sprinkle. It's not until his first race back, when JP is fueled by Sonny's 9th placement in race 4, 7P in 5, and 5P in 6, combined with his growing popularity, that they have another argument in that damn hallway. And holy shit, the way Sonny got physical actually frightened me a bit. I thought they were going to start fist fighting. I thought things were going to get violent. But check this out. Sonny's reason for lashing out here was because JP taking out his anger, his resentment, his personal beef against Sonny doesn't affect his placement, but it affects Ruben's reputation and the crew's hard work. For Swan's sake, 2 cars are better than 1. Do you see the Sonny-Ruben relationship, man? I love it. Sonny's not ego-driven. He's looking out for his guy. But fortunately, they're on the up from here. I don't think we ever find out what JP gets Sonny at the hospital, and I wish we did. Like, why did he just skip over that? But what I love is how Joshua never fully dismisses Sonny. This isn't an anime, and JP knows that his arrogance can get in the way. Gosh, I love the sportsmanship, man. Do you guys feel what I'm saying? Please do. Joshua seemed genuinely surprised and appreciative when Sonny declared that race 3, the one where things end in flames, was going to be a win for Joshua. Hell, even in the simulation, when he mastered the turn, it was shown that he was gonna win. And when they were at the dinner with Kate and Sonny goes, "Forget about the noise, drive the car. You're good at it. You might be great." This is one for the cinematic books. I want to give Sonny one more glug for his demeanor at dodging bait questions and holding his composure when attacked. He's more freewheeling than Bob Dylan and has such minimal ego that I can't help but respect his disregard for the clout and trophies. Now, some people on the streets of Twitter are giving their opinion on Brad Pitt phoning it in and sleepwalking through his performance. My take, Sonny Hayes is a 60-year-old lax wanderer who doesn't care for too much.
That was constructive.
Wow. That's honestly my take. I'm 3 watches in and I'm fine with Brad. I don't know how elevated this character needs to be or should be craved for, but I'll tell you what I like. He's knowledgeable and knows his shit. He didn't have to finish race 1 to understand that their chances of winning were invisible with the shitbox. He straight up told Ruben in the ice bath.
Yeah, I waited 30 years and came all this way to humiliate myself on global television.
Brad Pitt's performance convinced me that his character was capable of crafting team strategies. And the team bought it too. If we're capable of gaining 1/10 of a second from you, and me, that's the difference between first and last place. Plan C is for combat. Hell, they even started chanting combat after. Yo, it made sense to me that he says, "Aw, dagnabbit," when he breaks his wing off for the first safety car, and oopsie when breaking those mini billboards on the grass. His freaking wheel flew off like Gary in that race, man. Control! I honestly don't care too much about these comments. I enjoy it, so I love it. You're telling me you didn't find this interaction with the British guy during the interviews funny when he just kept saying, yeah. Come on, man, that's fucking comedy. I will say Damson Idris gives out more emotion while driving, apologizing whenever he feels the need to switch out his tires, going against the strategy. But he should be more emotional. He should be more invested. I even almost forgot that I found F1 to be of legacy at times. That second last scene where Sonny tells JP that the team is now his, well, it was kind of heartwarming to see the progression through the races where more and more members of the team joined Sonny's warm-up jogs leading up to the last one JP surprisingly initiates in his absence. Even if Apex was always JP's team, this second half of the F1 season stands as a concrete foundation of Apex GP's history. The season they made a name for themselves. And also Sonny's journey in F1, a 30-year journey, comes to a close. You could see the desperation in Sonny's face as they rebuilt his car. The man was shaking, the fate of his last chance at F1 victory in the hands of the crew for the last 3 laps as they held P3 and P4. This was the most frantic we saw him. You just know he cared so much and told Ruben, "It can't end like this, it can't end like this." Up on the podium with the champagne, "We are the best in the world" is the last interaction we experienced between them two. What a beautiful friendship. Thank you for listening to my blabbering. I'm gonna end things here now. Love what you like, my friends. Protect your energy, and what are you smiling about, Swan? F1! Woo!